Hi guys, and welcome back to the Milk Round, the Cassie Youth Complex podcast that we bring out to you on a Thursday night on our YouTube channel, which you're probably on just now. So if you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and share the video far and wide on your social medias. We're always putting stuff up on our social medias, so you can get us there on Facebook at Kelly Youth Complex Staff. Our Twitter is Youth Complex CYC. Our Instagram and TikTok are both youth_complex, and our email is cycyouthteam@gmail.com. And Kirsty, do you remember what episode number this is?
36.
Oh, 37. We're on.
Oh, 37.
Aye. See, I always have to look it up, so I do every week, Kirsty. I have to go into the
Same.
YouTube.
I was chatting to our guest, and I was like, oh, aye, it's that. It's episode 30. I must have told her it was 37, and then no, I forgot it.
You
Straight
forgot.
away.
So the quiz is going to go out at the end of this, basically.
Yes.
Your head's in the right space. How you doing anyway? You all right?
I'm good. Happy St. Paddy's Day. So we're recording on Wednesday. So if you celebrate St. Paddy's Day, happy St. Paddy's Day.
Aye, there we go. That's quite nice. Aye, should have left that for the nice news. St. Paddy's Day. Aye, okay.
No, the nice news is better.
Aye, it is. So we've got that coming up, and as Kirsty says, we've got a guest coming up. So stay tuned for that as well. Just a wee recap of last week's episode. As I said, we've got 36 other episodes on our YouTube channel now. And last week's episode, we had Dino Thornton on, who's vice chair of the board at the Youth Complex. A lot of people know him throughout the community for amazing things that he does. And he was speaking to us about his pathway into university, his disability, how the pros and cons of his disability, and that he's actually played for our country at football, which is amazing. So represents our community as Castlemilk and also represents the whole country. Kirsty, he's just an amazing wee guy, isn't he?
He is. He just honestly had pure breeding with pride. And then like he comes back and he tells us all these other things he's getting up to, and I'm like,
Aye.
You never stop. Like you never just sit down.
I know. I'm just proud of myself when I get off the couch and go a walk.
Same.
He's gone in coaching in Italy and stuff and doing the frame football and all that. But we won't speak too much about that. So we want you to go and watch it. So go and watch that episode and all the others and like and do all that stuff and share it and stuff. But we have got an exciting one coming up this week. Another guest on, and we're going to speak to him soon. So stay tuned. First wee thing we need to cover is Kirsty versus Lee. So at the start of this season 3, Kirsty decided to land it on me that she was going to challenge me to something that week, and then I was going to take a turn to challenge her the next week. And you beat me at the After 8 challenge quite easy, Kirsty. That's up on our social medias. If you've not seen it, go and check it out. But you went 4-3 up with it. So it was my chance to challenge you at something. And I thought a blindfolded drawing competition would be quite funny. And it turned out quite funny.
So funny, man. Like, honest to God, we were howling the full time. Like,
it was just that we obviously we're 2 meters apart, but we had our masks as the blindfolds, and then we're both saying the same things. Oh, I don't know where I've put the head. Oh, I don't know where the hoofs. Oh, I don't know where the tail is.
And we were like, I should have took my pen off the paper.
So we put that up as picture A and picture B. And picture A, I think, won.
Yeah, it did.
Right. And picture A belonged to, drum roll please, Kirsty. So well done, Kirsty. I did think yours was a better picture. I says that after it.
Mine's looked like a sausage, and then with a My Little Pony ponytail stuck on it. Like,
I think that was it, but the shapes and all that looked good. Your tail looked good.
Well, I went and showed it to my niece and nephew because I show them every week, like the podcast and things like that. So my nephew's 6. My niece, she's just turning 12 next month. So she's more interested in it than he is. So I showed them the picture and I was like, what picture do you think's good? Now my niece is like really, really, really good at art.
Right.
So I was like, right, I actually would quite like her to like that picture. So I obviously never said, and I was like, A or B, look at them. Nathan looked at it and was like, B? What is A about? I was like, oh my God. And then Neve looked at them and was like, B's got a better like face. And I was like, 2 years? 2 years, come on. But I slid in and I won it.
You did on the social media vote. If we've left it up to Nathan and Neve, then I'd have won it with with my horse that wouldn't have a chance at Cheltenham this week. But
it's getting the back leg.
I tried to get it in a nice shape where it's like galloping.
Mine had lost its heat. Its heat was 2 miles ahead of it. It's like having social distancing. And its hoofs were lit behind
it. Aye. You're a nice wee flower, but that was well done.
What was it the side of yours? Like a wee guy lassoed?
But the lassoed fell out his horn because I don't know where his horn was because I was blindfolded. But anyway, you've went 5-3 up now, Kirsty. So well done. You're 2 points in the lead. Nobody's had a 2-point lead yet. I don't know how long this season's going to last. So 2-point lead at this stage after 8 weeks is good. So it is. But it's your turn to challenge now.
8 weeks, really?
8 challenges, 5-3.
Wow. So this week's challenge is, thank God I'm in the lead because I'm going to need a breather. So if anybody knows, the rules of the youth complex are quite lenient in that. Like, young people kind of take part in activities, they have control of what they do, take part in like cooking and stuff like that, and they get like, it's a teaching kitchen, but I'm not allowed to cook. And that rule was set when I had a drama group, and every week I cooked them something a different shade of black.
And it wasn't licorice.
I ruined pots, pans, set the fire alarm off. We all had to leave. We had to get the fire extinguisher, set it on. Worse than Gary McCann.
Right.
Like, worse than him. And so I'm not allowed to cook in a Youthy. But this week's challenge is, I don't know if you've seen it, so it's on our social media. We're having the Great Cass Milk Bake Off. So I thought, let's get involved. Then I realised that means that I need to bake.
And we've heard some stories of your baking already. Check out the episode with CJ, Emily and Victoria. It was a couple of weeks ago, so go and check that out. But Kirsty tells a funny story about her trying to make something in the kitchen, and it doesn't go as planned, doesn't it? No, Kirsty?
No, I try and do anything that's like bacon, but it's like no bake bacon. Do you know what I mean? Like, you put it in the freezer. So this will be fun and exciting. Obviously, we don't enter into the competition, we can't win. But if you haven't seen it, we've got a poster up. You've got 2 weeks to make your cake. Take a picture of it, tag us in it, send us a picture of it, and there's some cool prizes up for grabs. So get involved.
Definitely.
If you want to know some easy recipes whilst you're doing it, let us know, and we'll send them directly to you.
Brilliant. So going back to the Kirsty versus Lee challenge, how are we judging it? Are we taking it into place of work and letting people taste it, or?
I didn't think of that.
We'll have like Kelly as Mary Berry or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Paul Kelly would.
Are you allowed to do that with COVID?
Don't know. Well, we'll be washing our hands when we're making stuff and all that.
Yep.
So it's like a restaurant handing something over in it.
True. I think we should definitely do a picture one, and we don't show anybody, like we do the A and B thing again.
Okay.
I think that would be good.
Right.
And get people's view of the picture of it, and then maybe get a taste. Right. A taste of it.
Okay. Because presentation is a lot in baking, isn't it?
Aye. Might save us.
Aye. Might save some grace. It might be totally uncooked, but if it looks good, it looks good.
Aye. I was just going to put some icing on some sponges.
Oh, shock that you'd be cheating. Oh. Right, so I really need this one, so I'm going to try and put my telepathic skills towards you. Vote for me. I don't know if I'll be A or B, but vote for the one that you think's mine. Because I need to bring it back to 5-4. So I check if that's going to be going up on our social medias, and as Kirsty says, if you want to get involved with that, give us a message on social media as well. So moving on to our nice news this week. What I wanted to mention first, Kirsty, about this week is the weather.
Oh, I know.
I know.
What a difference in the weather. Do you not think when a wee bit of sunshine comes out and just people's mood and everybody's smiling, people are getting up earlier. Like I noticed I thought this week was going to be difficult being in school a wee bit more often, but actually it wasn't that bad. Like it's been sunny, it's been nice. It's like wear a jumper but no a jacket type of weather.
It's definitely easier to get out of bed in the morning.
Yes.
And it's easier to go to your work and you've just got a smile on your face. And as you say, all the young people seem to be in a positive mood as well. Even though it is their first week back at school, they all seem to be turning up and a lot of them are actually enjoying being back in class and seeing their mates and that. So
definitely. That and I feel as if when the school day is finished, when it's lighter, there's definitely more time to do things. And I know time hasn't changed, right?
No.
But I just see when it's lighter, it feels as if you don't need to go home, get your dinner, and then that's you. Like
exactly.
You can make the most of your time. I feel as if it's easier maybe to get like your steps in or to get a wee bit more active. And I feel as if when I'm getting more active, getting a better sleep. And then if I'm getting a better sleep, and then it's that full cycle in it, it's getting a better sleep, feeling better. And when I'm more active, I drink my water and my nice wee water bottle.
I love it.
We got all the staff members got one of these with our name on it to promote drinking more water. And I just feel as if it makes everything so much better. And then with the news yesterday, I feel as if the sun got that wee bit brighter.
It did. So that is another part of our nice news, Kirsty. You've done a great wee, is it called a segue into that? So the other part of our nice news is the announcement for the government yesterday about what is happening in Scotland in the future. So with lockdown and that, we've been in this since before Christmas now. So it's been a long one. And it's affected a lot of people the most, this one. I think it was because it was through the winter and stuff, and it was the third one. It was the third one that it hit us, so people are feeling the effects from it. You weren't getting to school in that, so you weren't out and seeing your pals as much. But now there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that sunshine's helping that. So the announcement that they brought, the main parts are that on the 2nd of April, they will have it won't be stay at home anymore. It'll be called stay local. So you can go out, you can meet two people from your household can meet two other people from another household. Is that correct, Kirsty?
Depending on the age.
Right. Okay.
So if you're between the ages 12 to 17, then you can meet. So say there was 4 people that were 12 to 17, they can all meet because they're all from 4 different households. But if you're over the age of 17, then it can be 4 people from 2 households. And then it's each week, I think, that it's, or every second week or whatever, that it progresses and gets a bit more, and depends on, I think it's later on in April, you can start to meet inside.
So then moving on to the 5th of April, salons and barbers and that will be opening for appointments. So I have to get this barnet done because it is growing out my ears. It's shocking. You can get a nice wee shave, Kirsty.
Oh, I know. Well,
I keep thinking I'm doing the podcast with Chris Ritchie every time I come on.
Well, aye. I'll take that as a compliment.
Thank you very much. And then moving on later in the month, it's the 26th of April. They're looking to open up more things like hospitality, restaurants, bars, but it'll be outdoors for pubs and drinking. And then it'll be gyms as well. So if you really enjoy the gym, then 26th of April is something to look forward to.
And then I think swimming pools are the 26th of April as well.
Right, brilliant.
Which is amazing.
And then
I know lots of people like to do that for fitness and for fun as well. So it's an extra things.
Contact sports for 12 to 17-year-olds is that the 26th of April as well? Or 26th April. So we've got a lot to look forward to in April. It's going to be fun. Everyone's back to school after Easter holidays as well, so you're back full time. So the way Cassie McGoldrick were working it this week, they were getting 1 period a week if you were first to third year. or 2 periods a week, sorry. So third years had their Monday, second years had their Tuesday, and first years will be turning up on the Friday. And that'll be running right up until Easter holidays. I think St Margaret Mary's are doing it a wee bit different, Kirsty, is that right?
Yep, St Margaret Mary's is doing it in your 1A, 1B groups or 2A, 2B groups. So the timetable is shared on the school Twitters as well, and they should be all sent to like your Glow emails as well. But if you're unsure, messages, because there's been a few people where they've phoned us and been like, am I meant to be in school today? And I'm like, no, that's tomorrow because the day's Wednesday.
It's easy, but in it, it's easy to lose track of time when you're not doing it.
Definitely.
So, as Kirsty says, if you've got it, just give us a message. And that's kind of what the route map is out of lockdown. That's what they're kind of setting up for us. So hopefully we'll all be able to meet up, and maybe the complex will open soon, and we'll see what's happening at the complex soon as well. So that's a nice wee segue into our last part.
That is a nice wee segue. That was a hell of a smooth there.
What is the last part of nice news for this week, Kirsty?
So the Youthy is getting to do the lockdown lunches again. So if you know, we had during the other lockdowns, we had some outdoor lunch times where you can come, grab a lunch, get some banter, but this time it's a wee bit different. So we've been all working behind the scenes trying to make sure that we're all ready for you coming back, and we're just getting there slowly but surely. The Youthy's getting a wee paint, a wee lick of paint, and it's going to be looking fabulous for when he's come back. We might even do like a wee sneak peek and then a big reveal, which would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Like a milk round exclusive. We need to just make sure that Fraser's up for that. So Fraser, if you're listening, let's have a sneak peek. And so during Easter holidays, there's going to be a wee thing called pizza picnics. So you need to keep an eye out for the poster that's going to be coming out, and it'll tell you all the details, how to book in, what time slots it is. We've even got our own pizza oven.
Brilliant.
Who needs Domino's? And guess what? Chris Ritchie's involved. The main man, the head of the pizzas.
The pizza man.
The Don of pizzas.
Domino's.
Domino's. Dorecci. So he's going to be helping with the pizza picnic, and you'll have like a longer time slot for the pizzas and stuff like that, and you get to take some away as well. Win-win.
Aye, happy days. So keep an eye out on social media for that. All the details will be put up there soon when it's all finalised. And that moves us on nicely because we're talking about pizzas on our next segment. We're just heavy good at this. The flow is gone. The flow is gone. It's as if we've done this
before. Almost smooth.
As if we've done this before. It never runs this smooth, so let's not wait too long before moving on to the next time.
I know, just at the beginning.
Something will go wrong. I'll go like, oh no, we're not recording. We'll have to do it again. So the next part is what's on my telly and what's on my belly, Kirsty. So do you want to go first this week? I don't know who went last week.
So I don't know, but I feel as if like I'm a pure influencer, you know, because we're on podcasts and that.
Aye.
So I don't know if you've seen like lots of Instagram influencers are getting like HelloFresh and Gusto and stuff like that. And it's basically you get a food order to your house and it gives you just the right amount of ingredients for that, because we know that I can't cook. So I can't be having like a full amount of something and I've got to weigh it out and measure it, and how much. That's where it goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or they tell you you can do this and this and this, and then I forget to buy the cheese. Like, what is that all about? So basically, this gives you the right amount of orders, and it gives you in bags that are numbered and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So on Voucher and what's that other one? It's like Voucher. It is on, and there's another one. Basically, you can get like a discount code, and you can get them for cheaper. So my sister-in-law got it as a nice wee treat for me and my mum. So you can get it meals for one person, meals for two, or a couple of people, just depends. So the other day we tried our first one. So it comes in like batches of 3.
Aye.
And we had mushroom and bacon linguine.
Oh, fancy.
Basically, it was pasta, right? But it was lovely. It was so good. It was honestly, and you can click on the option of like what type of meal you want. So I had clicked on like the fast one, like the under 20 minutes, because can't be bothered with that any longer than that. Then I've lost concentration. I started watching something, or I am in a deep dark hole on TikTok, like, and the fire alarm's going off. So I had a quick meal, so mushroom and bacon linguine. Oh, it was amazing. It was so good, and it was really easy, and it comes with like a recipe card. So we're going to keep that, and we're going to maybe try it again ourselves.
Brilliant.
Good. We've got another couple. So I think what we have in the morning, beef tacos. Not sure we're quite good. And then there's chicken stew. Spicy chicken stew or something like that. But we're going to try it. We've never had any of these meals before, never tried them before, so why not? When better, try it now.
Aye, definitely.
I don't have a discount code or anything like that, like all the influencers, like Kirsty 20. Like, but going to voucher and Groupon, that's the other one.
Groupon, so it is.
Groupon, and it is on, and you can get maybe a wee discount code. So that's good.
Brilliant. And what about your telly? What's on the telly?
What's on my telly? So you know how in my youth work class we're always looking at nice kind of programmes to watch that link in with the topics that I'm teaching and stuff like that. So I found this really good one that was on Netflix, and I was like, this would make so much sense linking in with young people having a voice, taking power. You might be like, Kirsty, we don't want to be watching something when it seems like school, but it's no. So it's on Netflix, and it's called Moxie.
Right.
And it's a wee bit like a chick flick, but these girls take kind of feminism to the next level in their school. And it's how they take kind of power back and how they kind of fight, and there's lots of themes that kind of go through it, from feminism, sexism, ageism, like all the isms are definitely getting ticked there. It's quite inspiring, like seeing these young girls like taking back a wee bit of kind of power in their schools and challenging it, and it's brilliant. It's really, really good. It is a 15, but that's because there's a wee chat, they incorporate like a sexual assault into it. But I definitely think that under that age you don't see the sexual assault or anything like that, they just reference it. So I think it would be good for people to watch, definitely, and especially now with all the topics that are on social media as well about the girl that was walking home who was sadly attacked. So definitely Moxie, get a watch, and tell me what you think.
Brilliant. That was a good one. They're too good. I think a lot of people will be following you with it too. Sometimes I think I say things and people will be like, all right, don't care. Like, I will not be watching that. But then they're two good gins that will stick with people, I think. So on my telly this week is, I don't know if this has been mentioned by somebody yet, but it's Behind Her Eyes.
Yes, I did that one. How amazing is it?
It was good. It was good. It was all right. It was more
than all right.
I think everybody bigged it up too much for me.
That's because you're about 3 months behind.
No,
like, we watched it ages ago.
Do you get that with things, but like,
it
happened with Frozen. Now the film Frozen, that was absolutely rotten when I watched it. It's not even a good Disney film.
I'm a wee bit like that with like Game of Thrones. I never get into it when everybody get into it. And now I'm like, do I really want to? Because the hype is.
I think. Like, I'm like. I think with Behind Her Eyes, the first 3 episodes weren't needed.
No, it was a wee bit dragged on, but that was, in drama, you need to set the scene.
I know.
Background to the character.
I know.
Set the presence, like.
But I worked it out, so I did.
Did you?
Aye, the second last episode I worked it out, and I wrote it in my notes because I says to Brooke, "Do you want me to tell you what my theory is?" And then when we watched the last episode last night, I went like, oh, I was right. There's my theory. So I don't know. It's like people are going, oh my God, I didn't expect that at all. And I was like, oh, I did expect it.
Oh no, I didn't. I definitely didn't. I was really, really surprised.
But I've maybe watched too many things like that, so
maybe
I'm trying to say this without giving stuff away.
I know.
So
Aye. What you should do is watch it and then write underneath or messages and tell us if you've seen it happening or if you have already watched it as well. Tell us what you think.
Aye, definitely. But it is a decent watch. I just think there's too much stuff that don't need to be in it, and it's dragged on like everything is now. But so,
aye,
that's
it's dragged on as it, but it's not like a 43 episode
type
thing. It's quite a short. I think sometimes even somebody suggests something and then they're like, "Oh, it's so long." You're like,
aye. Bore off.
You might watch that. Like, we're coming out of lockdown. I don't want to get locked into an episode. Exactly. You know what I mean? But then sometimes you're in the mood to get something that's meaty to then binge. But
a good weather and all that, but that's not the things to recommend in it. No, long ones.
No, definitely no.
Definitely
so
ones
short, good, intricate ones.
Aye, definitely, and that is one of them. So I'd still give it like a 7.5, but I just maybe it was the hype around it that
maybe. Aye.
See, if I didn't see all that, I'd be like, oh, that was actually really good. But I think I don't know if I'd have still worked it out actually. I think people.
But maybe because there was so much hype, you were you were watching it, but you were like trying to be a step ahead.
Aye, it might have been that. Aye, try to think too much yet.
Aye,
that's what's on my tailor this week. And what's on my belly is my mum and dad bought an air fryer and gave it up to us because they don't use it, and I made chips in it tonight for the first time, trying to be a wee bit healthier.
Check who's the influencer with the air fryer.
It's actually called a health fryer. This one they've got, and I've not been eating chips for ages, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'll try some chips in it. They were alright. They're just the same as frying them. They're not as greasy and that. So, decent. I'd get a bash if you've got an air fryer. Then put them in. It's only like 15 minutes.
Who was it? Drew or Sean? They had suggested something in the air fryer.
Aye. Was it fish or something? No.
Oh, was it fish?
Was it fish or was it a sausage roll?
I think it might have been both. I think Drew had a sausage roll and Sean had fish.
Aye. I
never said to try them in the air fryer.
Aye.
So if you need to try more things in the air fryer and tell us if it's good.
Aye, I'll tell you. Aye. So that's what I had the night. I tried the air fryer for the very first time. But now we're going to ask somebody else what is on their telly and what's in their belly, because we're going to bring our guest on the now, Kirsty. So if you don't mind introducing the person, and I'll try and do my tech genius stuff and bring them in.
So if you are a Cassie Milk OG, you'll know the lovely, she was on the board. She was a member of the sessional team for ages. She's just Cassie Milk through and through. So it's the lovely Cassie McGoldrick.
There we go. Hopefully she's here when we admit her. So just press that. Let's see. There she is. There we go.
Hello.
It worked.
I just got the fright of my life there. I just heard like this loud noise from Kirsty, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Happens all the time. You just hear a loud noise.
Just me talking.
How you doing, Cassie? You all right?
I'm good. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
So I don't know if you've seen any of the Milk Round before, Cassie.
A wee bit.
Right, okay, so when we first bring a guest on, we've just finished a segment called What's in My Telly and What's in My Belly, so we usually ask the guest that as well. So have you prepared anything for us for What's in Your Telly and What's in Your Belly? Right, okay, let's hear it.
I have. So I was at home over Christmas and I'd forgotten how good like UK TV is, just like the worst, the trashiest of the trashiest TV, and just like BBC, police doc. Totally forgot how amazing these were. So my latest thing that I've been watching is Married at First Sight Australia.
Right.
Oh my god, I was hooked.
Yes, I have to agree. Yes, 100%. I've only seen a couple because I was finishing off a couple other episodes or something else, but I'm hooked. I am like itching to see the next episode. So good.
I sort of put it on. It's like, oh my god, this is so ridiculous on my lunch break, and was like, oh my god, no, what happens next? I need to know more. It's like 40 hours of my life watching this. Ridiculous.
It's funny that, innit? But like, so like westernized TV is pure weird. Like, I just always think, see if somebody was to come to the UK on holiday and sit in their hotel room and flick through the channels, it'd be like, what is going on here? Like, why are they watching this stuff? How can they do
like when we go on holiday and you're watching, like, you're flicking through things and then you're like, let's put on Spanish Simpsons. Like
the one that always like the instantly came to my mind is like, can you imagine visiting the UK, especially with this like coronavirus self-isolation in hotels, and flipping onto Channel 4 and finding Naked Attraction?
Oh my god, yes!
Like, what?
Oh, aye. Oh,
as if
the
that's just a normal thing
that
to
come
do.
for that.
So I hope that's not what's been on your telly as well then, Cassie.
No. Just the My First Night Australia.
Right, okay. And what about what's in your belly?
So I had a really extravagant day today. I had like leftovers from making a curry last night. So I had like Indian food for lunch. And then I had a spaghetti carbonara like from scratch, like eggs and parmesan for dinner. So I'm that's what's in my belly today. And
that sounds good.
Very happy. Yeah.
Sounds good. And
one of the girls I work with is Italian, and I told her that like I love Marks and Spencer's spaghetti carbonara, and she's like, oh no. Like was horrified. And then taught me how to like make it from scratch, and it's like my favorite thing. And it's so easy.
We've spoke about carbonara a few times on here because I like a British carbonara, like a Glasgow carbonara. They call it that in Oro. It's on the menu as a Glasgow carbonara or Italian carbonara, because Glasgow carbonara is just like a creamy cheese sauce. Like the eggs and stuff through it. But the traditional Italian is they'd probably hate us if they seen what we were eating.
She wasn't best impressed when I saw how we make it.
So that's what's on your telly and what's in your belly. Thanks very much for getting involved in that. If you guys want to get involved in that, leave your suggestions in the comment section below, or get us on social media for that as well. But we're going to chat to Cassie a wee bit and just see what's been happening with her, and see the kind of work that she used to do at the Youthy and how she's taken that further afield from not only just cask milk, but further outside Scotland as well. So we're going to jump right into the questions now, Cassie, if you're ready.
Yeah, ready.
Happy days. So you're a positive role model for a lot of people in cask milk. Obviously, we know that way. What you've done throughout your time at school and at the Youthy, and then going further afield. You've got so many achievements. So tell us how you actually started working with children and young people. How did you find your passion within that field?
So I ended up sort of coming to the Youthy a bit later than everybody else. Everybody at school was sort of first year, second year, was in the Youthy, and I don't know, just never really got into sort of going to the Youthy, and maybe came for like fashion group, maybe in like S2, S3, but was never somebody that just like came to the drop-in. And then the radio stuff sort of took off with Charles and Ross and Darren, and got involved in the Youthy sort of through that, just coming in and hanging out, and that was just sort of my introduction to the Youthy really. And then from there I was like, okay, now I want to join the board. So I joined the board, really sort of enjoyed that, and I was like, no, okay, I want to be a volunteer. So it sort of just naturally sort of progressed from just sort of coming and hanging about to like working in the Youthy and being on the board. And it was super. I miss it.
It does sound familiar, that, but like, how did you get a job in the Youthy? I was just kind of hanging about.
Yeah.
And they just went,
I just didn't leave one day.
And Kelly locked me in the building, and she felt bad. She gave me a job.
The fun part is that I think you actually did. Did you and Charles not get locked in the radio room at one point?
Me and Justine Campbell got locked in. Doing the radio upstairs, and Kelly was like, oh, it's a quiet night, I'm just gonna head home early because all the Waynes have left. And Justine and I like came out of, so I think it's now Kelly's office, but it used to be the radio studio, so you wouldn't know that the rest of the building had shut down because of where it is. And we opened the door to the cafe and went, oh no. Surely they've just turned the lights out. They must be down, and then we were all the way downstairs, and then the alarm started going off. It was a whole experience.
That's brilliant.
Kelly always tells every new member of staff when like they get their keys, and it's always check everywhere. Like, you don't want to look away, then I have.
Well, I done that
as well.
I done it recently, so I did. So I was working with Indigo, so we used to shut the youth stress corridor as well. And there was like a meeting sign up on their room for the youth stress meeting room, and it was like do not disturb. But I was like, right, I don't know if they forgot to take that off, so I gave a chat, and there wasn't a shout back. So I was like, right, okay. So I left and I locked up the full corridor. Obviously, the lights are out and all that, and they had like somebody in a meeting like for the youth stress centre, and I was like along in a cafe, and Dean came up, who was our guest last week. So if you want to check it out, go and check it out on YouTube. Great plug there.
That was.
He ran up to the cafe, and I was still there just getting a juice or something. He was like, Lee, have you got the keys? Somebody's locked in. I was like, oh no, what have I done? And Ruth just walked out and she was like, oh, thanks very much.
Bet you they were probably doing like a relaxation session, and then you've just stressed them out.
I know. I hope it wasn't somebody in for like getting over their fear of darkness or something. And they've just
come early.
Oh, definitely. I've done it before where I locked Gal in the studio.
Oh no.
I've done that actually 5 times. But the first time it happened, I had asked one of the volunteers to wait because I was scared to look up myself. And we'd done it and we were like, right, okay, everything's fine. And I said I would give them a lift home, pre-COVID obviously. And we went to go to the car park at the back, and then this guy with a beanie hat on, a hoodie, just emerged out and the alarm was going off, and I was like, get in the car! Just go. Oh, it was funny. And then there was another time when I had looked up like that music corridor bit, and we had got all the young people in one room because we were putting on a scary film. And then 2 of the volunteers ran up to me like, Kirsty, my guys just walked in. My guys just walked in. I'm like, oh my God, what's happened? It's Gal.
Mad guy Gal.
Honestly, he's a shapeshifter. He just appears.
He does, genuinely.
Oh, it's so good. Right, so you've been involved in the Youthy for a young age, and then you were on the board, and we did lots of different activities and stuff like that. But can you tell us your pathway from school to like uni and things like that?
Yep. So when I was at school, I was a mad biology nerd. And I was like, all about the sciences. And then I was sort of just told, university is the next step. That's what you need to do. Go to uni. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I left school. I'm sure, to be honest, I don't really 100% now know what I want to do for a job. But
which is fine, which is totally fine, and everybody does that. And I think sometimes people don't think like that people that work in the Youthy started there because they've always been interested in working with children. Sometimes they just fall upon it because it's natural. And I think that is probably what happened with you, Cassie. It's just it came to you so naturally.
Definitely. So went from school to go, like, okay, I need to go to uni. I'm going to go study biology because I'm a mad biology nerd. Went to uni. At this point, I was sort of working in the complex, did a bit of Indigo as well for a while. And as well, when I was at uni, I was mentoring like kids in school and saying like, hey, yeah, you might not be straight to university, but you could go to college and then articulate, or what are you interested in? Let's look at apprenticeships or this sort of stuff. So doing a bit of work.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Cassie. So I actually had a meeting with one of the guys. So it was it the Rap Project or the So one of the guys that ran it from GCU, it was in, and he was like, oh, so you're for the complex? Like, do you ever speak to Cassie? She was our best, and Rosie and Cassie were amazing mentors. And I was like, Aye, they're rules, like, they're 1 hours.
But I learned so much from like working at the Youthy that I got to like apply there. So I was doing that all through uni, got involved in the RAP project, which was sort of technically the business school. So again, I'm at uni studying biology and then not really paying very much attention to like biology. I'm just like hanging about the business school, and GCU's got a really cool fashion school. So I'd just be like bobbing about there for a while because it's part of the business school. And then so I finished up uni, decided I didn't want to do my 4th year. I got to sort of halfway through 3rd year and I was like, I could go and do a dissertation next year. I could do a research project, but to be honest, I studied biology because I love biology, and I'm kind of making myself miserable forcing myself to do it. Mm-hmm. I remember when Charles Lang first went to uni in Edinburgh, I was like, oh, you must be loving it because you've always got a book in your hand. And he's like, I hate it. I love reading books, but now that I'm forced to do it, it's the last thing I want to do. So got sort of 3rd year and went, right, I can graduate with a BSc in bioscience, or I can stick it out a year and get a BSc in cellular molecular biology. Cool, bioscience sounds good to me. And then didn't really know what to do. I was like, oh, I could go do this. I could maybe do some bit more youth work. I had sort of no idea. And then I sort of saw this advert for like, why don't you come teach in China? I was like, cool, yeah, why not? I was dating a boy in Glasgow as well, so it wasn't as if I just had no commitments. I was just like, yeah, I can apply. If I get accepted, then I'll deal with that then.
I remember you coming into the Youthy because I think you were volunteering that night or something like that, or I don't know, you were sessional at that point, and you came in, you were like, we were just chatting, like, oh, how was your weekend, whatever, and stuff. Maybe got China to teach. I was like, what? We were just chatting about being out at the weekend, and you're chatting we got to China.
Well, it's sort of this like weird sort of like, I'll just apply and see what happens. Don't know what I want to do. Sounds cool. Maybe I want to be a teacher, and that would be a cool way to figure out if I want to be a teacher without having to go and do the PGCE and then find out that I hate it. So
yeah, and then that could tie in all the things that you're doing. So even though your pathway has been quite diverse, actually it's all been transferable skills and all kind of. It's like a big jigsaw.
Completely.
That kind of comes together.
I was in a job interview last week, and they were like, "Oh, so all your experiences are very different," and I'm like, "Yes, they are."
Aye.
But they're all with people, and that's sort of the main vein. And I've found that like no matter what I've done, it's always been with like people and helping and problem solving. Transferable skills for the win.
Definitely.
So you went to China then? That was your decision. You decided to go to China and teach there. So how long did you stay there for, Cassie?
So I was there for 2 years. So I would do like the first time I did like 6 months, half a school year, and then came home for the summer, and just like all the money that I'd earned because I only worked 12 hours. So I was doing all these like random teaching jobs and showing up and just being like a white face on a judging panel, or this is our foreigner. She just doesn't speak apart from the pre-written speech we've given. She's like, yeah, sure. Sometime on Monday afternoon, yeah, I'll come and judge a spelling bee. So yeah, I just come home and like over the summer would travel about and do all this sort of other stuff.
I remember you used to send us postcards.
Yeah.
Back to the youth complex, and I remember reading it out to like lots of the young people because they were always buzzing like about, oh, what's Cassie doing now? Like, well, she's still in China, she's still teaching. And then I remember like we obviously still had you on like social media and everything like that, and you were just up to eating and everything, going to see every tourist site, but also working, but also bringing back money for your future. But it was just, you had the best of every world.
I sort of miss it a wee bit, but like it's also really nice to be home because I did this once and then went back for like a full year, and then one of the jobs that I've been part-time and that was like, hey, we're opening a new school, tell us sort of like what will it take for us to keep you? And I was like, okay, cool. And sort of named my price, and they're like, cool, yeah, no bother.
Wow.
So 6 months of like extra money, which is good. And then moved to the Netherlands.
Aye.
That's the logical.
Aye, that was a bit random.
That's the next step in the path, isn't it? You've got to go to China, then go to the Netherlands, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I'd met a lovely Dutch boy before leaving Glasgow and was like, okay, well, again, let's see what happens. And right before Brexit, and I was like, well, don't really want to go home to the UK. The Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've been a lot of places, then you've lived in different places. So what are the biggest like cultural differences then for China, Netherlands, and Scotland?
I think they've all got like little bits that sort of transfer. I love the city I lived in China. It was called Changsha, which nobody has ever heard of, but it's like a first tier city like Beijing and Shanghai. But unlike Beijing and Shanghai, it's really Chinese. So if you don't want to see another foreigner, you don't, which is fantastic. But if you're like, oh, I really want a burger, or I want to talk to somebody and not have to speak really slowly, it was so easy because there was lots of bars and restaurants and there was lots of foreigners there. And the thing I loved about Changsha was that it was just sort of like a 24-hour city. There was always like music and bars and performances and always something going on, which is something I really miss about Glasgow. And with like lockdown, I've really realised that as well. Like I miss going to gigs and performances and all of this sort of stuff. Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarity and a lot of like differences as well, which that is so hard to really characterize. But that's one of the things I really miss about sort of not being in a lockdown. It's like you can go out.
No, definitely.
Is there anything? I've seen your mum and that sending me some care packages.
Yeah.
Which always brightens my day. You getting some iron brew and some trotty scones. What are you kind of missing the most?
No joke, Indian food. When I first arrived here, I was like, do you guys not really have Indian food? And they're like, no, we have Chinese food. Okay, cool. Let's get a Chinese takeaway. It was awful. It was so bad. Yeah.
Especially when you're living in China, like you know what's good.
Well, I found an amazing Chinese restaurant in Amsterdam, so I get my Chinese fix there, but like proper miss like a good curry, like a butter chicken or a. Yeah. So I've had to teach myself how to make Indian food, which has been fun as well. Nice wee challenge.
So when we come out of lockdown, you're going to have to come back to Glasgow, go see some live music, and then get a curry on the way home.
Definitely. That's my plan.
Perfect night. Maybe visit the Youth Complex before going to that gig, or you can come and see the live music in the complex. That could be
seamlessly. Another
we're really good at this. We're good at this. We've done it a couple of times before, Cassie. So on you go, Kirsty.
No, on you go, Lee.
All right. Before we wrap this up, could you give like some advice to young people who don't really know what the plan is after school? Because I'm not saying you didn't have a plan, but you kind of you zigzagged round, and it's gave you so many good experiences, and you've probably got the best CV in the world, and every employer would probably want you now because of your experiences. So could you just give some advice to the young people that will be watching?
I think my biggest part of advice would be just, you don't have to have it all worked out. Like things will sort of cross your path, and the best thing to do is just talk to people, talk to everybody you can, and be like, hey, I'm really interested in this, and if they can hook you up with somebody that maybe knows something more about it than they do, that's the best way to get opportunities. You can apply to tons of things, but see if you're just chatty and gabby, it can get you tons of places. And you don't need to have it all sort of worked out. Just ask.
Aye.
And just trial and error, isn't
it?
Like
totally.
Just totally going for it. Like, and I always remember, like, when you were in the complex, you were always like it. But even when I've followed you on social media when you left, and it was a bit like you just do random stuff, but that's what makes you. So to somebody else, it might seem random and weird, but actually, if that's what you're interested in, that's cool. That's actually, and so many people are a wee bit scared to kind of go out with their comfort zone or do things that maybe their pals wouldn't do, or that maybe their family would be like, what are you doing that for? But it's just about kind of going one step and then the next step and then just going for it. Like,
it's literally just one foot in front of the other and see what sort of happens. Because the worst that happens is you fail, and then you're like, oh, okay, I learned something from that.
Yep.
And try again. Or that actually isn't for me. I'm going to do something else. And you'll never know if you're the next Mozart or the next like Jane Goodall or all of these people, because they had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, thank you very much. It was brilliant. It's really good advice. We always ask like our guests to give some advice to the young people who are watching, because we don't get contact with them as much now. Obviously, myself and Kirsty are in the schools and that, but with the complex not being open, we can't have these chats with them. So to get another face to tell them that and say you're good enough, go and try things, go and like through music or through the arts or whatever, whichever guest we have on, they've always got great advice to young people, and I just hope that they're watching and seeing what all you guys do after going to the complex and the amazing achievements you've all managed to get throughout your life. So thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story with us as well.
And how important it was to be on the board for the Youthy and how the Youth changed your life.
I learned so much at the complex, and I think like just having these conversations with youth workers where I'm like, oh, I'm just some wee guy from Cassie. Like, I could never go live in China. I could never like take off for a weekend to travel. I could never decide, oh yeah, I'm I want to go to Sri Lanka, but like there's no direct flight, so I'm just gonna go to like Kuala Lumpur and then Bangkok and just sort of like hang about on the way. Or it's easy to go like, oh, I could never do that, but you can. And don't let people being like, oh, you're from Castlemilk, so it doesn't mean anything. And everybody's from somewhere.
Aye. You heard it here first. Being for Castlemilk doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop your Cassie, so it's not going to stop you.
It's not any of us, and it won't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
No, thanks very much. Really appreciate it. But the questions haven't stopped there, Cassie. So you said you learned a lot when you were at the complex. Have you learned enough to beat Kirsty at this week's quiz? I don't know. We'll soon see.
I'm not sure. We were just chatting. We were just chatting before we came on to record, and I was like, Cassie, do you remember like the quizzes that you and Richie used to do? Like, they were solid. We used to do like remember the curry quiz? What was that? A curry and a quiz, and then karaoke as well. And I remember them like people getting pure into it, and I was just sitting in the corner sweating, like I don't know the answer to the end.
Were you sweating because you didn't know the answer, or because the vindaloo was too hot?
Well, to be fair, Cassie did cook the curry, so it was piping hot.
So our guest always goes up against the host at the quiz, Cassie, but they always get the choice to go first or second in the quiz. So your choice.
I think I'm going to go first.
First. Put the pressure on. Get the first one right and put the pressure on. I like it. So it's just general knowledge this week. There's no theme yet.
Okay.
There's no theme.
I'm ready. I hope.
First question is, Cassie, how many teeth does an adult human have?
I should know this. I did biology.
Biology, I know.
Definitely know this. It's something about 29 seems right to me.
29, so an odd number you've gone for.
Yeah, I do.
Right, okay. It's incorrect, so we pass it over to Kirsty. How many?
Is it 32?
It is 32, aye.
Shut up.
Aye, it's 32. So the biology...
That was a pure guess. Oh my God.
Biology graduate is doing really well here. So the next question...
Can you make it?
Next question's for you then, Kirsty. You're 1-0 up. What is the largest bird of prey in the world?
It's
another biology question on it, I suppose.
There's no theme here, Lee. You're doing me dirty. You're doing me like that.
Big bird doesn't count, so... and I don't count, so... Bald eagle. Or a hairy eagle. Just an eagle.
Bald or hairy? What are you going for?
All right, I'll go for a bald one.
Oh, it's not an eagle anyway. So we'll pass it to Cassie. You got an answer, Cassie?
Like a vulture?
It's not a vulture either, no. It's a condor. It's an Andean condor.
What? A corn dog? A what?
A condor. No
respect. Are you telling me you don't know that, Lee?
Can I look up what that is?
But mind it's R at the end, no M. So
right, so it's not condom, right?
Andean condor, Andean. So it must be for like.
It looks like an eagle.
Well, it's not an eagle, but
I know, but it must be its cousin.
Right.
Like
moving on. It's still 1-0. Shut it. I'm asking the questions here. I'm a quiz master. Cassie, in which sport would you use a shuttlecock?
Badminton.
Badminton is correct. Aye, well done.
I've got one right.
Always remember to get your condors on your shuttlecocks. Right. That's
another smooth.
Oh my god. Oh, right. Lee and bad jokes.
They just go so well, didn't they?
Aye.
Right. Question 4 goes to you, Kirsty. It's one each. Who is 5th in line to the British throne? 5th in line.
We definitely know it's no Meghan Markle's waiting anyway. 5th in line.
5th in line.
What is William's Wayne's name? Oh wait, it's the girl. Georgina. Charlotte. Her name's Charlotte. It's named Georgia. Made up Charlotte.
What's your answer?
Charlotte.
Is incorrect, so we pass it over to Cassie.
No!
So, I think you've got Charles, William, that one, Charlotte, and then the wee one's called Louis, right? Is it Louis?
It is Louis, aye.
Oh!
2-1. Well done.
Can I get a wee half a point if I know what the one is that we couldn't think of? No, right, I'm just going to say it was George, wasn't it?
Aye, it's George.
That's why I was saying Georgia.
Aye.
See?
No
so
points.
Up there.
No
really?
points. Neil Poir. Okay. Cassie, what is the biggest state in America?
Me when I'm advert.
Texas. I want to say Texas.
Texas is incorrect, so we pass over to Kirsty.
California.
California's incorrect as well. You're both thinking mainland.
Ooh.
Well, it is on the mainland, but it's not attached to America. It's attached to Canada. It's Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have guessed that at all.
No. So it's still 2-1, and we pass it over to Kirsty. So, who wrote Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
They're going to be somebody pure famous.
They are pretty famous, aye.
I don't have a clue, so Charles Dickens.
No, it's not. It's not Charles Dickens. Good effort, but so I'll pass it to Cassie.
I'm thinking it's pretty dark, so it's maybe like Grimm, something like Grimm's fairy tale, perhaps.
It is. It's the Brothers Grimm. Well done.
Oh yes.
3-1.
Sorry, Kirsty.
Jack will be proud.
And you've got the next question as well, Cassie. So
okay.
You can win it here.
Thank God I did.
Sure. What is the capital of Hawaii?
H.
Honolulu, right?
Honolulu.
No.
Correct, aye?
Okay.
But I don't think you've won it actually because there's 3 questions. No? What's the score? 4-1. So Kirsty can equalise, I think.
Oh, I didn't know how many questions there were there.
Aye, there's 10. Sorry, that's my fault. That's my fault.
I don't know. I've lost track. You said what's the capital of Hawaii, and I said H.
You're doing well.
Actually not wrong.
Right. So Kirsty, you need to get the next 3 right. So you've got to get yours, then you've got to hope that Cassie gets her next one wrong and you steal it, and then you've got to get the last one right as well, just to draw. So enchilada. What?
No pressure.
No, none at all. Enchiladas originated in which country?
Mexico.
Sorry? That's not country.
Mexico.
Mexico? Tesco? No, it's not Tesco. It's a country, not a shop. Right, Mexico's correct. Well done.
Woo!
Okay, Cassie,
Right.
to win it this time.
Get it right.
In Dirty Dancing, what is Baby's first name?
Oh, I have not a clue.
Now, if Brooke's watching this week, she'll be shouting at the screen. It's our favourite movie.
Sandra. I don't know. It sounds like a very then of that era name. I'm going with Sandra.
Answer, Sandra.
I mean, it's the only answer I've got, so yeah.
It's no Sandra, so we pass it to Kirsty. She needs it. Give me a chance of drawing.
I think Kirsty could do this.
No, but I like this is it, right? You ask me friends questions all the time and I get them wrong and then I punch myself like I'm raging. So this is going to be one of them. I love Dirty Dancing. And the song, Baby, is in my head. So, but what is her name?
That's the question, Kirsty.
You tell us.
Aye. You can't just ask me the question back. I'm not going to answer it for you.
It's Emily?
No way. It's not that.
I hate you.
It is Francis.
Okay.
That's her sister's name.
You thought that was her sister's name?
Aye.
Did you? Unlucky.
Aye, fun fact.
Aye, well done.
Okay.
Right, so Cassie's won. Hey!
Hey!
Well done, Cassie. Good job.
Yeah.
So,
I feel a sense of achievement now.
Aye. I think we've done maybe 8 or 9 episodes this season. I'm not 100%, but Kirsty's won 1 quiz.
It's just like being back at the youth, not changes.
She went up against herself one week and still lost.
Funny because it's true.
It's okay, Kirsty, we love you anyway.
My talent's falling.
Another guest comes on, bosses it and wins the quiz. Just want to say a big thank you again, Cassie, for coming on. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being part of the milk round. I really appreciate you coming on.
A true role model to so many, so thank you.
Definitely. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, ring the bell for notifications, leave comments below as well, and share our videos on social media. Get them far and wide as possible, because it really helps us out with getting the views and stuff up. We want to reach as many people in the community as possible. If you want to get us on social medias to tell us what's in your belly and what's in your telly, or tell us any suggestions for guests or topics that we could cover on the milk round, you can get us on Facebook at Kelly Youth Complex Staff. Our Twitter is Youth Complex CYC. Our Instagram and TikTok are both youth_complex, and you can email us at cycyouthteam@gmail.com. Just thanks again for watching, guys, and thank you, Cassie, for coming on. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next Thursday on our YouTube. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.